This morning, a complete recap of results from primary election day, including the presidential race, statewide referenda, and much more.
And we are tracking the snow, some moderate snow falling in Madison areas to the south. We'll see how long this alert day lasts coming up.
And we are watching those road conditions this morning as the snow ramps up, what you can expect when you head out this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Shane Hogan.
I'm Chris Stanford. Yeah, that snow coming back down in the entire viewing area.
I had to get the scraper out of the trunk. Moved it from the back seat to the trunk just a few weeks ago.
Hopefully your scraper is within arm's reach this morning if you have to go anywhere. Let's check in with Kelly Slifka. We started seeing this snow pick back up here within, what, the last hour or two, a couple hours ago? Yeah, we did have that wave, wave that came through over the last hour or so, but it's actually improved just a little bit, at least downtown. You can see at the Capitol, sometimes you can barely see the Capitol from our Edgewater sky cam, and right now you're just seeing some of the glow around the Capitol dome this morning, but we've had that moderate snow come down for a time this morning, so watch out, some snow-covered and slushy roads. Now, as the snow rate starts to dissipate over the next hour or so, I think that will improve, but just got to be careful on those bridges and overpasses. We've been flirting with 32 degrees, and of course those freeze faster because they can get that cold air from underneath. And this morning, visibility's at times less than a mile. So the snow continues here in Madison. It is starting to lighten up in Madison, up through DeForest, Partyville, up through Beaver Dam. The moderate snow down to the south in Stoughton, throughout Monroe and also Janesville area. So we're hoping that we get this little lull here over the next hour in Madison. So that should at least reduce the snow accumulation rate and continue to melt on some of those roads. But our future track radar indicates some of that light to occasionally moderate snow will continue at least through most of the rush hour, but should be tapering off later on this morning into the afternoon. First warning alert day, so total accumulation 4 to 8 inches. We may add another additional inch or two. I measured just about 6 inches here at the station. That will continue through this afternoon, but as I mentioned, the bulk of the moderate snow is coming through this morning as we're getting that last wave coming through. Very slow-moving storm system wrapping up across Lake Michigan this morning. 33 in Madison, so a degree above freezing. 33 in DeForest. That is helping melt some of the snow, but when it comes down at such a fast clip, it is able to accumulate even on some of those roads. 33 right now, and the winds are up there as well out of the north and west. They'll be up there at 15 to 30 miles per hour with some gusts to 40 as the snow showers taper off a little bit later this afternoon. It does get better. This won't last forever. We'll have more on the weekend forecast coming up. All right, Kelly, thank you. Let's take a look at the roads this morning. Mark Schilling is in the live drive. We're also taking a regional view at the Wisconsin DOT's 511 road conditions map. Everything in pink is classified as slippery stretches. That could mean wet or slushy. 511 maps tend to overdo it just a touch. You know, better to be safe than sorry. We'll let you know if these progress throughout the morning. Now let's get a look at the live drive. Wet roads out there. Mark Schilling driving around the Madison area. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a lull in the snow, but you can still see some precipitation coming down. Crews are out, snow plows are out this morning, trying to make that commute as smooth as possible for you. So we'll keep checking the conditions as the morning goes on.
All right, take a look at this. We have new video in from last night as a school bus flipped over in rural Dane County. A parent sent us these pictures into the station. Now, this happened at the intersection of Loper Road and County Highway V. The Sauk Prairie School District Superintendent says 9 students were on that bus. Only minor injuries were reported. Now, on a day like today, here's what you can expect from the Madison Streets Division. When 3 or more inches of snow hit the ground and the storm is over, plows will head out. We already know plows are out this morning. Madison will start with those salt routes. Residential streets aren't salted and don't get plowed in any particular order. Everywhere should get plowed, but it could take up to 16 hours.
We're up to 14 school closings this morning. A few of them coming in just within the past half hour. They're listed at the bottom of your screen and at channel3000.com. At the top of the homepage, there's a banner to click on. It'll take you right there. And as that snow continues to fall, you can track it yourself with the free First Warn Weather and Traffic app. If you don't have it, just search Channel 3000 Weather in your app store.
All right, time now to check in with the Midwest Farm Report's Pam Yankee.
How was your ride in this morning, Pam?
Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, I had to contend with the plow crew in our parking lot here for space, but otherwise it was fine. But your emphasis on going slow and reminding yourself about stopping distances, that's something that is definitely going to be appropriate today. You know, the other thing that we've got to pay attention to here are temperatures. I've noticed that Kelly has said that we're kind of right around freezing, a little bit warmer than that. That's tricky as far as road conditions are concerned, but it's also very tricky for our farmers. Last week, we talked to Ryan Prelwitz, who is the owner and operator of Vines and Rushes up in Ripon. He's obviously growing grapes, trying to make sure that he's got a wine to provide for customers this year. And temperature is really, really critical. Ryan kept track when we were getting all that warm weather in February and March. He said the 30-year average for growing degree days, which is kind of a measurement on that temperature, is 16 for like up until next week. This year, he's already got 85-degree growing days, which means that plant has really been perked up right along. And now he says he is noticing green on some of his vines. And when that green shows up, that's critical, because when that plant decides it's time to go, then weather like this can literally circumvent his season. Ryan said he's already prepared, that he's going to have less as far as grape production is concerned, and less product overall. He knew that before the storm. Now we'll see what he says after the storm. And take a look at this. Celebrating 100 years of the state cream puff. How about that? Wisconsin State Fair has rolled out their annual poster that is going to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the cream puff. The artist here, Jeff Sadowski from Brookfield, who obviously has been a fair grower himself in that neck of the woods and has that beautiful rendered picture of a signature cream puff. This is going to be available to celebrate Wisconsin State Fair. You can buy it online. All the funds go to the Wisconsin State Fair Park Foundation. That goes towards scholarships and internal improvements. Again, congratulations on that one. Let's take a look at some calendar items. Just a quick reminder, there's a livestock to be tended to regardless of the weather. Todd Taylor up in Arlington's busy right now with that sheep flock of his, and inviting you up later this week for the Badger Sheep Short Course. But reach out to him if you're still interested. They may be at capacity. This weekend's also the Wisconsin Beef Improvement Association's bull sale that you'll want to be attending in Platteville or online. That's one of the nice options that you've got there. And we've got the Midwest Horse Fair on the horizon. I bet they're glad they don't have this kind of weather to contend with at the Alliant Energy Center grounds. But we hope the best for them. That's a little bit later in the month of April. Hopefully by that time, fellas, we won't have this kind of surprise to deal with when it comes to Wisconsin weather. And like I said, temperatures are going to get to be really, really critical, not only as far as road treatment and that type of thing, but my farmers with those sensitive crops. The difference that 2 or 3 degrees can make on a crop this morning is tremendous.
And now we know, too, coming up in just a few days, we're expecting temperatures in the 60s. So it's going to be a very quick turnaround. You know, we'll see what kind of effect that has on their crops as well.
Yep, you bet. I believe on it.
All right. Thank you very much, Pam.
All right, let's get to those primary results now. At the top of every voter's ballot yesterday, Democratic and Republican candidates for president.
Yeah, there weren't any surprises on the candidates winning here in the Badger State. For Democrats, the Associated Press calling Wisconsin for President Joe Biden shortly after the polls closed at 8 p.m. last night. It was around that same time when former President Donald Trump was declared the Republican winner of the presidential primary as well. The uninstructed option gained some traction, especially on the Democratic side. We have more on that and what it could mean for President Joe Biden coming up in our next half hour.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump is on the campaign trail in key swing states ahead of the election. His latest stop was Green Bay. Trump used the stage to call out President Biden over, among other issues, the situation at the border. He also announced his endorsement of U.S. Senate candidate Eric Hovde, who's challenging Tammy Baldwin. We had a reporter in Green Bay to cover the rally. Her report's coming up in our next half hour.
To more local election results now, a live look at the Wisconsin State Capitol this morning. 2 ballot measures in last night's elections had the potential to amend the state's constitution. They both regard how elections are run here in Wisconsin. The issues were raised by conservatives over how the 2020 election was handled. The first of these measures: should private companies be forbidden from contributing to the running of elections operations here in the state? And as you can see, Wisconsinites voted in favor, 54.4% to 45.6%. The second question: should only legally appointed election officials be allowed to perform election-related tasks? This measure also passed, and by an even wider margin than the first. As a result, both amendments will now become a part of the state constitution.
To Dane County board elections now. We start with a race which received a lot of attention this time around. Jeff Weigand, a conservative-leaning supervisor, faced a challenge from Andrea Andrews in the 20th district in the northeast part of the county. Weigand held on and won by 6 points. County Board Chair Patrick Miles also faced a test in his district, 34, representing parts of McFarland and the surrounding region south of it. He held off his challenger to win re-election as well.
In Baraboo, Rob Nelson has won re-election as mayor, easily beating challenger Michael Plautz. Nelson will now serve a second term as mayor. A similar outcome in Jefferson, but a tighter vote here. Dale Opperman will continue to serve as mayor of Jefferson after winning against challenger Melinda Perez. Opperman has held that role since 2010. The mayor of Dodgeville, though, will not be back in office. Barry Hopman won that race, claiming a majority of the vote ahead of incumbent Todd Novak and Mike Olson.
All the results are posted at channel3000.com. You'll find school board races to the presidential primary. On our homepage, you'll find an election results banner, I should say, right at the top of the page. That will take you right there. You can also use the free Channel 3000 mobile app to find results.
5:10 now. The man accused of killing 4 people and injuring 7 others in Rockford will stay behind bars. This after a judge determined him a threat to the community. 22-year-old Christian Soto was denied pre-trial release a second time during court yesterday. He remains in custody until his next appearance on April 15th. Kelly?
All right, we are tracking the snow, and that continues to accumulate. And we do have a first warn alert day because of the accumulating snow and those rough road conditions. We'll have more coming up.
Also ahead, the Brewers came into their home opener unbeaten. Could they keep that streak alive against the Twins? That and more coming up in your morning sports.
Susan Simon, News 3 Now at 4 and 5 weekdays moving forward.
Outlets at the Dells in the center of water park heaven. With 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill the trendsetters and all who love a smoking hot discount. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Vera Bradley umbrella. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables.
This is Tony.
Things that I've tried have failed.
And this is Tony's Good Feet story.
Before my arch supports, I felt defeated, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain, which still is kind of crazy to me. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone. You've tried everything that's not working, give it a try.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices, one call, that's all.
Remember when I said we need a screen for colon cancer?
Was that after I texted the age to screen was now 45? Because I said Cologuard.
Hey there.
Where did he come from?
Yep, with me, you can screen at home. Just talk to your provider. We'll screen with Cologuard and do it my way.
Cologuard is a one-of-a-kind way to screen for colon cancer that's effective and non-invasive. It's for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur.
Ask your provider for me. Cologuard.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for any traveler you want to be. Like #1 Chef Dad cooking up a free hot breakfast for the entire family at a comfort hotel.
Mom made this.
I added the garnish. Stay twice and get a free night when you book direct.
So how green is your thumb? Here at the Brewers Company, it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned gardener or a newbie.
When you come to the Brewers Company, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable team. You'll find beautiful plants, pots, and garden art, plus creative ideas and solutions. The Brewers Company has all the tools you'll need to bring your dream garden to life.
So dream big and get growing with help from the Brewers Company.
The Brewers Company, your outdoor living experts.
Learning to play better golf can be a challenge for anyone, so let PGA professional Joel Weitz improve your play the fundamental way with simple 1-minute golf tips. Fridays on News 3 Now at noon. Brought to you by Vitence Golfland.
Outlets at the Dells in the center of water park heaven. With 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill the trendsetters and all who love a smoking hot discount. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Vera Bradley umbrella. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're keeping an eye on the road conditions this morning. A regional view from the Wisconsin 511 DOT map shows pink roads. Pretty in pink, slippery stretches this morning. Not too bad. Things could get dicey, though. It's a step below the snow-covered category, so just be careful when you go outside this morning and you're hitting the roads. Make sure you're given plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you. To the neighborhood streets now. On the live drive, Mark Schillen's driving around. Wet roads, things are getting slushy in some spots. It's getting worse when those heavier bands of snow come through like we've seen this morning. It really ramped back up here within the past couple of hours, and we could see some more snow. Kelly's been telling us throughout the morning. So take it easy out there if you have to go anywhere.
All right, speaking of Kelly, he's outside keeping an eye on those changing conditions. How's it feeling out there, and how much snow so far, Kelly?
Yeah, you know, I've had this ruler right in the snow here, and I'm actually on a bench because it doesn't allow it to melt from underneath. But I'm measuring just over 6 inches, about 6 1/4 out on the patio on the bench. Now, actually on the roads or on the grassy surfaces, it's not that much because it's been melting from underneath. And we are expecting temperatures to be generally above freezing throughout the day. That is the good news. So that will help the road conditions quite a bit, especially as the heavier snow bands that we have been having going through this morning starts to dissipate. But we should be 34 to about 35, 36 degrees today. Here's the storm system, not really in a hurry to move on out. The heavier band moving through this morning here in southern Wisconsin, and that's what we're seeing. But it does break up a little bit up to the north. But the heavier bands of snow now, southern parts of Dane County, down toward Monroe and Janesville. As you go north of Madison, even in the DeForest area, north side of Madison, as you head up toward Beaver Dam, Sun Prairie, the snow does taper off quite a bit. We're not done with the snow, but I think this will be the last moderate band of snow coming through this morning. Visibility is at 3 miles, 1 mile in Janesville, down to 1.25 miles in Monroe. We do have the winter weather advisory in effect until officially 1 o'clock this afternoon. Winter storm warnings in Richland County, Vernon, Monroe, and Adams and Juneau County up until 10 o'clock this morning. That will likely expire by then. Total accumulation generally 4 to 8 inches. It won't feel like that at any given point because a lot of this, as mentioned, is melting from underneath. We do have the first warning alert today because of the accumulating snow, maybe another inch, 2 inches, especially down to the south right now. Total 4 to 8 inches, a little bit more to the north and east, and this will continue this afternoon, but most of the accumulation should be done with early this afternoon. But then we have to deal with some gusty winds that could be up to 40 miles per hour this afternoon. And as mentioned, temperatures will likely stay above freezing throughout the day, 32 to 36 degrees. So we do have the clouds this morning with the snow showers starting to break up gradually this morning, but you see these bands just continuing to rotate around that area of low pressure that's just sitting over Lake Michigan. Eventually, it's just going to wear itself out. But even into tomorrow, we can't rule out some snow showers, and eventually it'll be warm enough. Some of that will be changing over to some rain this time of April. The sun is pretty strong, even though we won't see the sun. The radiation coming through the clouds should help warm those temperatures up. Temperatures right now, 33 in Madison, 35 in Middleton, 33 in Oregon, and also Stoughton. First warning alert day, maybe another inch and a half, 2 inches, especially down in the south. 39 tomorrow with a mix of some snow showers or flurries and a few sprinkles. Finally, some sun returns Friday. Still chilly, but we get back in the 50s. Feeling a lot more like spring next week with 60s and on and off showers throughout next week.
3 times in franchise history, the Brewers have started a season 4-0. In '78 and 2006, when they got off to 5-0 starts. And then who could forget 1987, when they rallied off 13 straight wins to kick off the season. Brew Crew looking to add 2024 to that list. Home opener against the Twins. 3rd inning, Christian Yelich up with a run lead. And he doubles that with a solo shot to center. That makes it 2-0. They'd go on to win 3-2. And start a season 4-0 for the 4th time in franchise history. Monday night, Wisconsin's season came to an end, but their run in the WNIT sets the stage for what's to come for this program. In Marissa Mosley's 3rd year, she led the Badgers to the postseason for the first time in over a decade. And now that they have that taste of a tournament, the expectations have changed.
told the team in the locker room, like, they set a new standard, a new expectation for, Wisconsin women's basketball that, we've now been to the postseason. And so now the expectation is to continue to do that in the future, and not just the NIT, but obviously the ultimate goal is the NCAA tournament.
Bucks in D.C. taking on Johnny Davis and the Wizards. The former Badger just had 1 point. Giannis, on the other hand, well, 34 more. And the big man slams it home for 2 of his game-high 35 points. He also had 15 boards and 10 assists, but his triple-double wasn't enough. The Bucks fall to one of the worst teams in the NBA, 117 to 113. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
While the snow didn't make it to Milwaukee, there was plenty of rain to make tailgating conditions less than ideal yesterday. Still, the Brew Crew faithful were out early in the parking lots of American Family Field, getting drenched ahead of first pitch.
Good food, good company, right? It's what they say. Good drinks. It's absolutely a blast. I'm waiting to bacon, absolutely the bacon for sure. But it's just fun, just hanging out with family. It's a tradition every year that we do. It's just, you got to do it, right? It's one of those things that you don't want to miss out on.
As Wisconsin as it gets right there. And as you saw earlier, the Brewers beat the Twins, so the experience was well worth it. We had a lot of fun kind of previewing the day yesterday in Milwaukee.
Inside.
Roof covering us. Didn't have to deal with that.
They're nuts.
Yeah. All right, still ahead. We've got more coming up on the spring snowstorm.
And in about 12 minutes, we'll get back to the election results.
And as we had to break, a look at gas prices on this Wednesday. We're back right after this.
Don't make a fuss. Spring into savings at Denver Mattress. You'll shop brands like
Sealy and Temper
and Durable too. 4 years, no interest, ship free to you.
Denver Mattress.
I'm Megan Tim, Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together, we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
Kelly needs new floors, so she went to the flooring experts at LL Flooring, and it was as easy as 1, 2, 3, floor. Step 1, find the material that works for you.
Had to be hound-proof.
Step 2, browse your style and your budget.
Blonde wood, naturally.
Step 3, pick the right floor at the right price. Step 4, floor. Enjoy. LL Flooring. Every step covered. Right now, save up to 15% on the latest flooring styles. Visit llflooring.com.
I love the great outdoors. From indoors, it's a vibe. Do I enjoy being in nature? Do I like looking at it? For sure. So if maintaining forests maintains my happy place, yeah, I'm gonna be a papertarian. Living room, sanctuary. Bathroom, sanctuary. Other living room? Well, that's just extra. In America, we have private forests. So when you choose this, the forest people will replenish that. So those outdoor creatures can stay where they belong.
One call, that's all.
The thing that sticks out with me with Gruber is just totally the communication.
They checked in on me and let me know what was going on.
I felt that I was updated constantly. I knew everything that was taking place.
I would call them and they would just listen.
I have my attorney's direct cell phone number.
That kind of service is rare that you get at Gruber Law Offices nowadays.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
We've all seen what's happening at our border. President Biden and Senator Baldwin's open border policy has brought more than 10 million illegal immigrants into our country. That's double the population of Wisconsin. Our country was already struggling to provide housing and health care to our citizens. And tragically, we're losing over 100,000 Americans a year to the drugs that pour over our open border. Their policy is wrong. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message, and I'll work to fix this problem.
Don't Don't make a fuss.
Spring into savings at
Denver Mattress. You'll shop brands like
Sealy and Temper
and Purple too. 4 years no interest, ship free to you.
Denver Mattress.
All right, welcome back on a Wednesday morning. We're all outside on the patio here trying to, oh man, get in on
I think you need to shake that branch.
on the snow action. Leah would be very upset. Oh,
there you go.
Right. All right, you son of a gun. Kelly, it's April. What are we doing with 6 inches of snow out here? I mean, this is how, I mean,
you know, it happens.
rare,
You know,
or
remember
what?
Prince's song, Sometimes It Snows in April? Well,
Yeah.
sometimes it
Here
does.
we are.
Yeah, we've had the snow. It's been obviously causing some problems on the roads, and it's mainly because it's been coming down so heavily at times. And
I've never seen it. The flakes that were coming down
thick
yesterday.
couldn't even keep your eyes
They're
open
the size of
because it was-
baseballs.
Yeah, I know. It was just really crazy, and obviously the roads were greasy. Getting me kind of greasy this morning again, but I think the heavier band of snow that we've got now should be starting to wind down here, and I think this will be just about it as far as the heavy snow.
Let's talk about that system, because if you look at the radar, it just seems like it's been sitting and it's kind of spinning around the upper Midwest.
Well, yeah, we had the upper level part of the energy hit the area of low pressure, and basically what happens is it really strengthens the storms. They call it a bomb is basically what we call it, and it's just stuck. It's just stuck right out now over Lake Michigan, and that's what's fueling that snow. But you see the heavier band right now is sinking to the south of Madison, Janesville, Monroe.
Yeah,
you go to the north, it does look a little bit better, but yeah, maybe another inch, 2 inches, especially to the south, but the accumulating snow should be just about done with it over the next couple of hours, but we're still expecting some snow showers through the afternoon hours. It's going to be windy. That's going to be a story as well, because some of the snow stuck to these trees could bring down some of these limbs, power outages possible. 39 tomorrow, 40s Friday, some sunshine on Saturday, and feeling more like spring next week.
Sunny and 50 sounds pretty good right about now.
I'll take anything after this.
Take
Yeah.
anything.
Thanks, Kelly. More coverage here on News 3 Now this morning, right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Pick and Save always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Pick and Save app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
We often get asked,
is it really free to hire Gruber Law Offices after an accident?
the answer is very simple, yes. We don't get paid until we win your case. It costs you nothing up front to hire Gruber Law Offices. The call, the consultation, all free. You pay nothing until we win your case. It's just that simple. Call us today, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Kelly needs new floors.
I need new floors.
So she went to the flooring experts at LL Flooring, and it was as easy as 1, 2, 3, floor. Nice one, Kelly. LL Flooring, every step covered.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be. You could be a free hot breakfast hero at a comfort hotel. Yes! That's how you waffle!
Mr. This script got a plot twist at a Radisson hotel.
A business big leaguer. Go for key. Even the ultimate pool float inflator. With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Stay twice and get a free night when you book direct at choicehotels.com. Gotta get the corners.
News 3 Now compiles a quarterly report of our programming efforts to serve the educational and informational needs of children in the News 3 Now viewing area. These reports are part of our public inspection file, which is open to the public view during regular business hours. To view the report or contribute comments, contact the News 3 Now program director at 608-271-4321 or write to us at News 3 Now, 7025 Raymond Road, Madison, Wisconsin, 53719.
Hi, I'm Steve Bozeman from Steve's Auto Sales in Madison. I came up with a great sale for you guys, $29.99. I have 10 cars in that price range. Stop by today if you want the best deals in Madison. We have the warranties available. We also have financing for these $29.99 cars. Go to stevesAutoTruckSales.net. I'm located on Stoughton Road. Stop by and I'll give you the best deal in town. Steve's Auto Sales, the best deals in Madison. Search for Steve's on your phone right now.
Learning to play better golf can be a challenge for anyone, so let PGA professional Joel Whites improve your play the fundamental way with simple 1-minute golf tips. Fridays on News 3 Now at noon. Brought to you by Vitense Golfland.
And after a break from the snow, it is ramping back up. We'll have real-time updates on the road conditions all morning.
And we are tracking the snow. The moderate snow now sinking to the south of Madison, but we are expecting more snow to continue on and off throughout today. We'll have more coming up.
And we're taking a look outside this morning. That snow's still coming down, and look at that. We've got just over 6 inches. We've got more on what to expect for plowing later today.
And election results. We'll break down the big races and which communities supported their school districts. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. On a Wednesday morning, we have a lot to get to today,
We
Shane.
sure do. We have team coverage on this alert day of the snowstorm hitting us here in southern Wisconsin all morning long.
We have our photojournalist Mark Schilling out on the live drive this morning, checking those road conditions for you. We're also watching traffic across the area. We're going to start, though, with Kelly Slifka and that alert day forecast. Kelly.
Yeah, good morning, guys. We did have a bit of a break overnight. Then it kind of ramped up a couple of hours ago, starting to lighten up a little bit, but still expecting some problems on some of those roads. When it's not snowing too heavily, the roads improve dramatically because it's been melting on contact. But once we get those heavier bands of snow move in, it does create some snow-covered and greasy conditions. Total accumulation, generally 4 to 8 inches across our area. The snow should taper off going into the afternoon hours. In fact, I think most of the accumulating snow will be done later this morning. But the moderate snow, basically from Madison down towards Stoughton, Mount Horeb, noticing up to the north, even on the north side of Madison, to Forest, Sun Prairie, up to Beaver Dam and Partyville. Snow tapering off quite a bit, just some snow flurries down up there. Moderate snows down there in Monroe and Janesville, headed into northern Illinois. Bands of snow for parts of Grant County, a little bit lighter, but still enough intensity to accumulate on the grounds. And we'll continue to see this snow thinning out throughout the morning hours, but it will continue for the morning rush hour. So just allow a lot of extra time, plenty of space between you and the person in front of you. And even when the sun comes up, make sure you keep those headlights on. Additional 1 to 2 inches, especially south of Madison this morning, as we will continue to see some of those moderate snow bands passing through. Storm system right now over Lake Michigan is just not in a hurry to move on out. It's just kind of stalled to the east of Milwaukee, and those bands of snow continue to wrap around it. We are above freezing. That is the good news. 33 degrees right now in Madison, 35 in Middleton, 34 in Oregon. So that's helping melt some of the snow as long as it doesn't come down too heavily. But some of those roads a little bit greasy this morning. Also going to be windy today. North to northwest winds up there at 20 to 30 miles per hour. We'll talk more about the snowmaker and also improving weather for the weekend coming up.
All right, Kelly, thank you. And speaking of those roads, taking a look now at the Wisconsin DOT 511 map showing those road conditions really across the whole state. You can see the entire state is pretty much in that pink category there. Slippery stretches, meaning some rain, some slush out there. So give yourself some extra time if you are heading out this morning.
Now to the live drive and a look at your neighborhood streets. The snow's still coming down out there. Mark Schilling driving around the Madison area. He's checking out the main drags, the local streets, and everything in between. And it seems like after those heavier bands move through, we do have some accumulation on even some of the heavier roads. So take it easy out there. Make sure you're giving plenty of room between you and the car in front of you.
All right, here's a reminder on how the city will handle the snow. It's not clear yet whether Madison will have a citywide snow plow, but if we get 3 or more inches, plows will start the city's nearly 800 miles. And we know we've already got about 6 inches of accumulation. So those include about half of the traffic lanes and bus routes. It also includes roads around schools, hospitals, police, and fire stations as well.
As for neighborhoods, side streets are not salted. Plows will get to your street at some point today if they do a citywide plow. The city doesn't assign plows to neighborhoods in any particular order. So if you think yours is always last for a reason, probably not the case. All areas should get plowed, but it could take up to 16 hours if we do have a citywide plow.
Well, that snow is not just affecting traffic on the roads. The Dane County Regional Airport is experiencing multiple delays and cancellations this morning. Let's take a live look at the status of those flight departures. Now, you can see we've seen a lot of departures, 2 flights canceled, but everything after 8:30 is still scheduled to be on time this morning. So that's the good news. Anything after 8:30 right now still scheduled to be on time. We will, of course, continue to watch these departures, any delays and cancellations throughout the morning as well. To stay on top of these weather conditions, you can download the free First Warn weather app. It's got everything you need to know. Just search for WISC weather in your app store.
We have a lot of primary results to get to this morning, and of course, at the top of every voter's ballot yesterday, presidential candidates. 99% of votes in this morning. Joe Biden has 88% of the vote. The uninstructed vote received 8%. More on that in a minute. For Republicans, Donald Trump has 79% of the vote. Take a look at this. He's the only active candidate. Nikki Haley still picking up 13% of the vote yesterday. Those Haley voters could end up being critical for President Biden's chances to win the state. Biden won in 2020 in Wisconsin by about 20,000 votes, a really slim margin. More than double that amount voted uninstructed in yesterday's Democratic primary. Those votes in protest of the president's approach to the war in Gaza. Right now, Biden's doubling down on his efforts to secure Wisconsinite support. He's scheduled a visit to Madison for Monday.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump's trying to win back Wisconsin voters. The former president visited Green Bay for his first stop in the state on this campaign. Our Catherine Merck was at that rally and is bringing us the latest from Donald Trump's campaign.
For the first time this election cycle, former President Donald Trump has made his way back to Wisconsin.
I'm thrilled to be back in Wisconsin with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots.
After losing the vote in the Badger State in 2020, Trump needs to win back the people who voted for him when he won the state in 2016. That meant no amount of snow in the forecast could stop him from making a visit.
They said, sir, I don't think we're going to make it. I said, we have to. We can't disappoint Green Bay. There's no way.
And the crowds followed suit.
We traveled 147 miles from Crystal Falls, Michigan.
Throughout his hour-long speech, he spent a lot of the time telling the crowd how the situation at the southern border would have been handled better if he was president.
The border is 100 times worse than it was in 2016. There's never been a border so bad.
He challenged Joe Biden to discuss these issues with him on a stage like this.
We have an empty podium right here to my right. You know what that is? That's for Joe Biden. I'm trying to get him to debate.
Wisconsin Republicans believe Trump's messaging has already proven to be impacting voters in the polls.
On the top issues that are facing people, inflation, the cost of gas, the border, on every top issue right now, Biden is trailing Donald Trump.
As Trump leaves Green Bay and heads back out to the same snow and ice he entered it, he's telling his supporters that they are going to need to make their own journeys to the polls if they want him back in the White House.
Thank you, Wisconsin. Go out and vote. Go out and vote. God bless you all. Thank you.
With this being the first visit from former President Donald Trump, I asked the state GOP chair about how he felt that Joe Biden has already made multiple visits to the state over the course of the campaign so far. He told me that Joe Biden has to visit this state because of campaign numbers in the polls. Reporting in Green Bay, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 This Morning.
Now, while in Green Bay, Donald Trump endorsed Republican businessman Eric Hovde for U.S. Senate. Hovde seeking to oust incumbent Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin. You'll find Baldwin and Hovde on the ballot this August in their primary, then again on November's general election ballot.
Now to some local election results. We're taking a look at the results of school referendums in Dane County. In McFarland, that referendum failed. District officials had previously said if the referendum didn't pass, they mean to increase class sizes and or lower staff wages and benefits. In the Marshall School District, voters rejected using $5 million in bonds to pay for security improvements and other specific facility needs. Up next is an operational referendum in Stoughton. With 86% of precincts reporting, most voters are in favor of raising the levy limit there by about $6 million. And voters in the Wisconsin Heights School District approved that referendum there. It will allow the district to continue operating at its current capacity. There is a long list of school referendum results at channel3000.com. Find it by clicking on the election results banner at the top of our homepage.
Our team coverage on this alert day continues. Keeping an eye on your morning commute. You see that snow starting to pile up there.
Yeah, especially on the shoulders. It's looking worse than it was just a few minutes ago. We'll have updates every 10 minutes. First, Kelly's keeping an eye on the timing and the totals. How much longer is this snow, you think, going to hang over South Central Wisconsin?
Well, it's going to be snowing on and off for the next, well, basically the next 24 hours. But as far as the heavier snow that we've seen now over the last couple of hours, that's kind of winding down.
Right.
So we're maybe another inch or two at best across southern Wisconsin. And I measured just over 6 inches here at the studio this morning. That's not what we're seeing on the roads because it's been melting. So, but some of those roads are going to be kind of greasy. Things will gradually improve later this morning, and we are talking about some improvement. We'll have more on the first warn forecast just ahead.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird. With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. V value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. U, get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We're all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the swimsuit that's the hit of the park, the dress that makes you walk with swagger, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Vera Bradley umbrella. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
Shopping pictures.
Whoa. The unexpected can happen to any of us. That's why SelectQuote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month.
We could help you save more than 50% on life insurance.
Visit or call us. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Campaign 2024 is heating up in battleground Wisconsin, and News 3 Now is bringing you complete team coverage throughout this crucial election year. From the candidates to the issues that matter to you, the voters. Campaign 2024 on News 3 Now, moving forward.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
It's 6 p.m. in Wisconsin, and you want to know what happened throughout the day. That's where News 3 Now at 6 comes in. Moving forward. While you're navigating your day, we're out in the community, uncovering the stories and finding the answers you're looking for. Local breaking news, in-depth reports, getting to the heart of events and issues that matter here. And when bad weather is on the way, we warn you first. Start your evening with News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward. Weeknights. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back here on a snowy Wednesday morning, taking a look at the roads. Also want to let everyone know out there that we have a lot of school closings coming in. 43 we're up to now. So that means about 30 have come in within the last 40 minutes or so. So keep track of that ticker at the bottom of your screen. You can find a live list of all the school closings and delays at channel3000.com as well. Take a look at those roads. Yeah, Mark Schilling's been driving around all morning on the live drive. Wet roads out there. And we are seeing some accumulation. Some heavier bands have been coming through at times this morning after a lull overnight in the snow. Started ramping back up. And Kelly says we're in for snow for a majority of the day today. It could be on and off, but right now it's actively snowing across much of south central Wisconsin.
Yeah, and it's starting to have some issues on the roads as well. We're keeping an eye on a crash at I-3990 just south, about half a mile beyond the ramp from the US 1218 East, the belt line there, the right lane is blocked due to a crash, again, right at the interstate at US 1218. So we'll keep an eye on that and any other crashes that start to mount up this morning.
All right, 5:43. Let's check in with Kelly Slifka. He is out on the patio. He's got that yardstick behind him. Are we over 6 inches yet, Kelly?
Yeah, I measured about 6 1/4 here on the, this is on a bench. It's not on the ground because on the ground the snow's been melting from underneath. So you're probably not actually seeing 6 inches on the ground, but still enough to cause some issues on some of those roads as occasionally the snow does pick up in intensity. We've got this band, this moderate band that's been moving across southern Wisconsin, especially as you get a little bit closer to the Illinois border. Actually, here on the patio, seeing it coming down fairly moderately right now. However, some of this might be blowing off the roof because we also have a little bit of a wind that's been picking up out of the north as well. So you can see the moderate snow down there toward Monroe, Janesville, Beloit. It does break up north of Madison to Forest, Sun Prairie, Beaver Dam. But we'll continue to see at least some light snow on and off throughout the day today, tonight, even at this time tomorrow morning. So just a long duration event of this snow that's continuing. Visibility not too bad at the airport here in Madison, but it's down to 1.25 miles in Platteville, Monroe, and also Janesville. Well, here's what our future track. You can see the storm system, the center of low pressure, basically just east of Milwaukee. You can see it spinning, sinking down to the south, and we'll continue to see these light band snow showers come through even tomorrow morning. And by tomorrow afternoon, it might be warm enough that we will see some of that change over to some rain showers. But the bulk of the snow coming in this morning, the ones that's going to cause the issues on the roads, let's say by the afternoon hours, the conditions should improve as we'll see temperatures in the mid-30s, so melting a lot of the snow that accumulates. But we still have that chance of snow right through tomorrow morning before starting to taper off tomorrow afternoon. Winter weather advisories in effect until 1 o'clock officially here in Madison. The purple shading, the pink shading, that's a winter storm warning in effect until 10 o'clock this morning, including Richland, Vernon, Monroe, Adams, and Juneau County. Total accumulation generally about 4 to 8 inches. As mentioned, it's never going to really feel like that because it is melting, especially on the road surfaces where it's a little bit warmer. But just be cautious on the bridges and overpasses that we could be flirting with 32 this morning. We are going to have to deal with some gusts. These are the wind gust forecast this morning, up close to 40 miles per hour, and we've got some of the snow sticking to the trees. That could bring down some limbs, and obviously the power lines would have to be concerned with that, and those wind gusts will continue throughout the afternoon and even into the evening hours. So we do have the first warn alert day. Snow accumulation, also the wind, that'll continue this afternoon, even though most of the accumulating snow will be this morning. So some snow-covered slushy roads. Watch out for those bridges and overpasses that can freeze a little bit sooner, even though I think temperatures for the most part will stay about freezing and visibility is less than a mile, at least at times this morning. Future track, the moderate snow starting to break up throughout the morning hours, but still light snow throughout the afternoon hours. Temperatures in the mid-30s, just going to be a sloppy day. Just some flurries expected tonight, but we can't rule out a few snow showers again tomorrow morning. Finally starting to wind down later tomorrow afternoon as some of that will change over to some rain as it warms up. 33 right now in Madison, 34 in Janesville, 32 in Watertown. Across Dane County, it's 33 in Sauk City and Waunakee, 32 currently in Sun Prairie. So right now we're looking at 36 today with the snow showers, the bulk of the accumulating snow this morning. Maybe a snow shower sprinkle tomorrow, 39, still not looking pretty. We'll finally get into some sunshine, melting the snow fairly quickly this April sunshine. Temperatures in the 50s this weekend. A lot more like spring with some spring-like April showers next week.
Okay, Kelly, we'll check in with you here in a little bit. Well, the home opener for the Brewers might go down as the worst weather they've had to open up the season.
Still, people came out to tailgate hours before the first pitch. Stephanie Rodriguez has the story from Milwaukee.
Brewers fans didn't let the wet weather stop their tailgate tradition. Hundreds came out to celebrate the Brew Crew on opening day. People pitched their tents and grabbed their grills, unfazed by the downpour that drenched American Family Field.
This is true Milwaukee. You know, it could be sunny one day and rainy the next, but it doesn't stop us from doing what we got to do.
Some stayed warm in their car.
Bravery. We're brave.
But Terrell Morgan and his crew set up while waiting in line early Tuesday morning.
Been friends for like over 30 years, so like this is what we do.
Once they could, fans, much like the rain, flooded the parking lot.
It's just a tradition, special time of year. It's great.
While Dan DeBrawl says it felt like a monsoon outside, his group is true to their opening day tailgate.
One of the rougher ones we've had, but we're really excited for the baseball. Like, the team is great.
Others huddled under shelters to try to stay dry, reminiscing on past opening days.
Been here where it was snowing, rained,
One year it was in the 70s. We all got sunburned standing out here.
No matter what curveball Mother Nature throws at them, Brewers fans will always have fun.
This place and tailgating, you know, the culture and that every year is just amazing.
Thankfully, though, the roof was closed, so the game was uninterrupted, but of course the fans having a great time.
Yeah, good report there from Stephanie Rodriguez. Didn't phase the Brewers much yesterday. They came out on top, beat the Twins 3-2 to start the season off, what, 4-0 now?
Off to a great start.
Yeah. Okay, it is 5:49 coming up in the morning sprint. We're going to take a look at the top weather stories, and we'll have some more election results for you.
And we're continuing to bring you those updates on the morning drive. We've got a crash on the interstate just south there of US 1218. We're keeping an eye on that and all your road conditions right here on News 3 Now this morning.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Corvette and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings, going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
At Sarginians, we're flipping the floor buying experience. For nearly a century, we've been at the forefront of flooring trends. And now, we're stepping into a new era where technology meets style and decision-making is effortless. Experience the future of flooring at Sarginians today.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. Experience it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. So switch to T-Mobile now and get 2 lines of unlimited for only $30 a line. It's better over here.
Basically, my experience with the insurance company was that they didn't believe that I was injured. They didn't believe that I was in pain, that it was impacting my life.
Gruber Law Offices took care of everything, which made it so much easier. You can get Gruber to help you coordinate everything.
The whole process through Gruber was a nice experience.
From the first call, I knew I was in great hands with Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I can't thank Gruber Law Offices enough for what they did for me.
Madison's older generations open up. Settle in with Madison Magazine for fun, frank, and funny reflections from local seniors. Then meet a new generation taking action against climate change. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now. Madison Magazine presents The City Guide, your ultimate resource for Madison area adventures. With inside tips on where to eat, what to do, and places to see. Available now on area newsstands or online at madisonmagazine.com.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Corvette and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings, going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
5:52, time for the morning sprint.
We're keeping an eye on the road conditions out there on this alert day. We have a crash on the interstate near the Beltline. Not really seem to impact traffic all that much, though, but the roads we have seen as we've been driving around the live drive can be slushy at times, so make sure you're giving yourself plenty of distance between the car in front of you.
All right, to last night's election results now. President Biden won his party's race. Donald Trump won his as well. But more than 45,000 voters opted for the uninstructed option for Democrats. And despite no longer being in the race, Nikki Haley received 13% of the Republican vote. This as both Trump and Biden are increasing their efforts to win Wisconsin's critical votes.
Private money to fund elections is now banned in the state. after voters approved that constitutional amendment last night. Voters also approved that second question to say that only election officials can administer elections. The GOP backed both amendments. Democrats opposed them.
Several students are recovering from minor injuries after their bus flipped yesterday. Take a look at this. This was in rural Dane County. We received these photos from a parent. It happened at the intersection of Loper Road and County Highway V. The Sauk Prairie School District superintendent said 9 kids were on the bus, but again, no one was seriously hurt.
The man accused of killing 4 and injuring 7 others in Rockford will be behind bars for a while. In a court appearance yesterday, a judge determined 22-year-old Christian Soto a threat to the community. He'll be back in court April 15th.
Madison police have a man in custody for punching a 69-year-old last week. Police say they arrested 32-year-old LaTroy D. Castle Monday morning, at which point he spat on and fought with deputies. Castle is charged with multiple counts, including obstructing an officer. He's currently in the Dane County Jail. Police are still investigating the incident.
Rescue workers scrambling to find people trapped below rubble in Taiwan. It comes after a 7.2 magnitude earthquake rattled the country overnight. At least 7 people are dead. Hundreds are injured this morning. It's the largest earthquake to hit Taiwan in 25 years.
Governor Tony Evers is urging the Wisconsin Supreme Court to overturn a ruling that banned absentee ballot drop boxes. He made that plea in a filing yesterday. In 2022, the then conservative court banned drop boxes. A progressive group asked the court to reconsider the ruling when liberal Justice Janet Protasewicz was elected and flipped the bench. Oral arguments in the case are scheduled for May 13th.
All right, good morning. 5 minutes away from 6 o'clock as the snow continues here. You can see the center of low pressure just to the northeast of Milwaukee, not moving very quickly, so everything rotating around that. This should break up. We're not expecting the moderate snow that we've seen over the last couple of hours. That should break up through the late morning, afternoon hours, but still some light snow showers continuing even into tonight and even into tomorrow. So this is a long duration event. Also, we've got to deal with some winds out of the north up there at 20 to 30 miles per hour at times. Some gusts could be up to 35, 40 miles per hour. First warn alert day because of the snow accumulating and also the winds. Temperatures do remain above freezing most of this time, so that should continue to melt the snow. Does get a little bit better with some sunshine on Friday, but still chilly. 50s this weekend.
All right, we're keeping an eye on all things road conditions this morning, including school closings. We've got all that information coming up for you right after this.